Hello, friends. Welcome to Literary Concepts. So, today I am bringing to you a new topic and a new concept that is Introduction to Literary Theory. So, in our last video, I have discussed Introduction to the Literary Criticism. So, today I am presenting you Introduction to Literary Theory. Now, let us try to understand the concept of literary theory. So, literary theory generally refers to a systematic study of the nature of literature. It is a systematic study. Understand it. It is a well organized study of the nature of literature. So, literary theory. Okay. So, it is a well planned and well organized study of literature and its methods of interpretation. Okay. So, interpreting literature, okay, and the application of different methods to understand the literature and its relationship to other disciplines. So the literature's relationship to other disciplines, understand the other branches, the other subjects such as philosophy, history, linguistics, psychology, sociology, etc. So, literary theory is a very systematic study of literature. Understand, it is a well organized study of literature. So, fundamentally, we find the questions okay, literary theory deals with certain fundamental questions like what is literature, how should we interpret texts, in what manner we have to interpret the text, we have to understand the text, and what role do language, culture, ideology, and power play in shaping the meaning of the literature or literary work. Understand, so these are the fundamental questions which we, okay, uh, which we find, so when we interpret, when we study literature according to the literary theories, understand, so therefore the literary theory offers a conceptual tools or lenses for analyzing literary texts. So it, literary theory, so it just introduces us to a concept, okay, conceptual tools, understand, so a particular concept or thought, we use it, and are the lenses, so that is a multiple understanding, understand, so multiple way of multiple method for analyzing literary texts. Now let us know about the importance of literary theory. So literary theory encourages multiple interpretations of texts. So it encourages us to okay, interpret in a different manner, in a different ways of a particular literary work or of a particular literary text. So it exposes power dynamics in language and literature. So it exposes the power changings in language and literature. So it also connects literature with the social and political concerns. So literary theory connects the literature with the social and political concerns. Understand? So the literary theory helps the reader to become critical thinker. So it helps the readers to become critical thinkers, and literary theory empowers marginalized voices, the suppressed voices, the downtrodden voices, and challenges the dominant narratives. Understand, the it challenges the dominant narrations. Okay, so this is about the importance of literary theory. Now let us try to understand the purpose and goals of a literary theory. So the first purpose is, okay, theory analyze the structure and meaning of texts from multiple perspectives. Understand? So literary theory helps us to analyze the structure So the pattern, understand, so the pattern and the design and the meaning of texts from multiple points of view. Okay, from multiple points of view, so we understand it in a multiple manner, understand. The next one is it challenges, okay, to challenge the assumptions about authorship, meaning, and the role of the reader. Understand? So, literary theory challenges assumptions, the concepts, okay, the beliefs about authorship, meaning, and the role of the reader. So, literary theory helps us to connect literature to broader social, political, and cultural systems. So it connects literature to broader aspects, okay, wider aspects of social, political, and cultural systems. Understand the cultural structures. Okay, and the final purpose is to question universal truths, to question that the general truths and highlight a diversity in interpretation. So, literary theory highlight diversity, okay, that differences, okay. So, various method of interpretations, understand. So, multiple interpretations we find. So, because of literary theory. So, next, now let us learn about nature and the characteristics of literary theory. So, there are four characteristics. So, the first one is abstract and philosophical. So, abstract, it is a concept based and philosophical. Literary theory engages with ideas. So, it deals with ideas about language, truth, identity, power, etc. So, it deals with a set of ideas, so concepts and notions related to language, truth, identity, and power. So, literary theory is multidisciplinary in nature, so we find that multidisciplinary characteristic. So it draws, okay, from different disciplines like linguistics, psychology, sociology, philosophy, history, feminism. So the different concepts and different notions it draws from different disciplines, different branches, different subjects. So the literary theory is a multidisciplinary in nature. The next one is it is interpretive. Okay, the next characteristic is interpretive. It offers framework to read. Okay, so it offers us a particular framework, a structure, how to read and reread texts in different ways. So, how to read a text and reread a particular text from multiple points of view, from different ways. Understand? And the last nature or characteristic is critical and interrogative. Literary theory is always critical, okay, criticizing and interrogative, questioning always. So, it challenges the dominant ideologies, okay, prominent dominant ideologies and traditional readings, traditional method of reading, so, to a particular literary texts, understand. So these are the four important nature characteristics of a literary theory. Now, let us see some of the major schools of literary theories. The first one is formalism and new criticism, so which focuses on close reading of the text, okay, disregard author or reader context, understand. So, important figures, the important writers or theorists related to formalism and new criticism, Clint Brooks, W.K. Wimsatt. So they are the key figures, the key theorists of formalism or new criticism. The second major, okay, the second school is structuralism. So which focuses on underlying language structures and systems in shaping meaning. Understand? So the language structure, it focuses the key ideas is the language structures and systems in shaping meaning. So the key figures, the key theorists are Ferdinand de Saussure and Roland Barthes. Roland Barthes. The third school is post-structuralism, so which focuses on meaning is unstable and binary oppositions are questioned. So the important theorists are Jacques Derrida and Michael Foucault. Michael Foucault are the important theorists of post-structuralism. The next school is a deconstruction, so which the deconstruction school focuses on texts contradict themselves, and the language is slippery. So language is artful. Slippery here means it is artful. Okay, so craftily use of skillful use of language. So the important theorist is Jacques Derrida. Understand? The next school is Marxist theory, so which focuses on class struggle, ideology, literature as a product of economic conditions. So the key figures of Marxist theory: Karl Marx, George Lukács, Terry Eagleton, they are the important theorists of Marxist criticism or Marxist theory. The next school is a psychoanalytic theory, so which focuses on literature reflects unconscious desires and repressions. Understand? The psychoanalytical theory focus the key ideas of psychoanalytical theory is so literature reflects presents the unconscious desires and repressions. So the important theorists are Sigmund Freud, Jacques Lacan. So they are the important theorists of psychoanalytical theory. The next school is feminist theory. So, feminist theory focuses on gender roles, patriarchy, women's voices in literature. So, Simone de Beauvoir, Ellen Showalter are the key important writers of the feminist theory. And the next school is post colonial theory. So, post colonial theory concentrates on effects of colonization on culture and identity. So, Edward Said, Homi Bhabha, Gayatri Spivak, they are the important theorists of post colonial theory. The next school is reader response theory. So, reader response theory focuses on reader's role in constructing meaning. Okay, the important theorists like Stanley Fish, Wolfgang Iser are the important theorists of reader response theory. The next school is a new historicism. So, New Historicism concentrates on literature and history are interlinked, power and discourse. So, on these aspects, it focused. Okay, Stephen Greenblatt is important theorist of New Historicism. The next school is queer theory, so which challenges norms of gender and sexuality in texts. So Judith Butler, Eve Kof- Kosofsky, Eve Kosofsky Sedgwick are the important writers and theorists of queer theory. The next school is eco-criticism, so which focus on literature and the environment and the nature-human relationship. Cheryl Glotfelty, Lawrence Buell are the important theorists of eco-criticism. The next school is cultural studies, so which focuses on pop culture, media, ideology, identity politics. Raymond Williams, Stuart Hall are the important writers of cultural studies. So these are the some of the major schools of literary okay theories. So now let us try to understand important literary theorists and their contributions. So here I'm presenting you some of the important theorists and their contribution to literary theories. Understand number one, Roland Barthes, so who's contributed more on the intertextuality, and the death of the author is a seminal work of Roland Barthes. The next theorist is Jacques Derrida, so whose contribution is related to deconstruction and difference. The next theorist is Michael Foucault, so whose contribution is related to power, knowledge, discourse. And the next theorist is Karl Marx, so who contributed to literature as ideology and social reflection. So the next theorist is Sigmund Freud, who focused on psychoanalysis and Oedipus complex. The next theorist is Judith Butler, so who focused on gender performativity. The next theorist is Edward Said, who concentrated on Orientalism and critique of Western representations of the East. And the next theorist is Ellen Showalter, so who focused on gynocriticism. So it is a female literary tradition. And the next theorist is Gayatri Spivak, so who contributed in subaltern studies. So and the next, the last theorist, Terry Eagleton, so who focused on Marxist literary theory and ideology. So these are the some of the important literary theorists. So I have presented only some for your basic understanding. So I'll bring furthermore when I discuss each topic okay, separately about these theorists and their contributions and their works. So if you like this content, so please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much.